Hi, friends. So today we're going to talk about power. And it's important because we don't really understand it. So let's get into it. So I was talking with my friend about this power dynamic and how basically owning our power doesn't take away from someone else's power. And that's a real abundant mindset. And why is that an abundant mindset? So it's an abundant mindset because an abundant mindset, once again, is that there's enough for everybody. There's enough for me to have mine and enough for you to have yours. And so I've been talking a lot about abundance, but it's so important because as we're in this transitionary period, if you listen to any of the spirituals talk and if you listen to me talk, we're moving into new earth in the next 3 to 4 years. Like our whole structures will look completely different. That's kind of what we're laying the groundwork for. And so we are shifting into an abundant mindset. We've been operating as a society and as a world for a long time in a scarcity mindset, as in some can have some, you don't know if there will be enough, like you need to dishonor yourself. You need to give up your power in exchange to live. You need to give up your life, your time, your choices, your desires, your wants, your dreams, whatever to survive. That's a scarcity mindset. And so as we move into what will be new earth, we're moving into an abundant mindset as a whole. And so I think that's why I feel that that's why I'm talking about abundance a lot lately, because the seeds of abundance need to be planted in people's minds so they know that that option's even out there. Basically what happens on an energetic realm, this is kind of beyond the scope of this video, but as a note, what happens is when people embrace certain lifestyles or when people operate in certain energetic frequencies, them embodying that frequency will anchor that frequency, that energy into the plane and make it available to everybody. Or um, I've heard it called like templates. So you basically like anchor in the template of abundance for other people, and then it becomes available to more and more people. This is also collective consciousness, how one person will have an idea and someone across the globe in the same day or the same week or the same month will also have the same idea, even though they're completely unrelated. When you plant something into the collective consciousness, it becomes available to all. So I think that's why the abundant mindset and the abundance conversation is so important to me at this time, because I want to anchor this in for everybody. Like this is available to everybody. It's available to everybody to have their cake and eat it too. But we just have to have the awareness. So back to the concept of power. So embracing your power doesn't mean that you're taking someone else's power away. The reason we believe that is because the demonstration, the displays, the examples of power that we have had and power structures has been that dynamic where one person has power and the rest don't. Or I was listening to something yesterday where they were saying that the economic system has been like a triangle where the people on top um, offer less effort and still receive the most. So they have the most power dynamic, and the people on the bottom sacrifice the most and have the least amount of reward, the least amount of power in the situation. So um, basically, what is your personal power? So what do I mean by your power? You having power and it not being the power that we would recognize as power or what we've been taught to think of power. What does that even mean? So what I mean by you having power means you embracing, embodying, owning that you are autonomous, that you are the autonomous sovereign being of your life. You choose whether or not you settle for less. You choose who you allow into your space. You choose if you allow people that abuse you, that don't honor you into your space. You are the autonomous being. That is your power. Your power is the ability, the choice, the option to create the life that you want. And so owning that power is huge. And so you owning that power, which means making decisions that honor yourself. And that can be in everything. I mean, everything. Like if you can just think of, there's these two questions and you can choose which resonates more with you. Am I operating out of fear or am I operating out of love? Or does this honor me or does this dishonor me? So same kind of a thing. Love is very much rooted in honoring you. Like true love And I don't just mean romantic love. I mean all types of love, like friendship love, self-love, um, familial love, like the love for your children. Like, does it honor you or does it honor them to operate in the same way? And so love, like real love, is anchored in honoring. Fear is rooted in dishonor, because once again, it's all connected to that scarcity, fear, limited mindset. And like I keep mentioning, if we think of energy on a spectrum, love, honor, abundance, all of this is on one side, gratitude, and then fear, dishonor, scarcity, ingratitude, or taking things for granted, limited, like that's the spectrum. And so you owning your power, your true power, and I don't mean power rooted in fear, which is based on the idea that you only have power through abusing people. So that is if we go back to everything's on a spectrum, the spectrum of power, there's authentic power, and then there's like inauthentic power, or like dishonoring power. There's positive power and negative power, let's just say for blanket statements. Positive power would be rooted in abundance. It would be rooted in that love mindset, in that there's enough for me to have power and honor myself, and for everyone else to have that also. And that me having power and honoring myself does not take away from other people having the ability to do so as well. An inauthentic, or a fear-based power, a dishonoring power would be like the power dynamic, which we have come to think of as power, as in one person has power and usually is an oppressor, and other people don't. And so they are subject to the decisions, the actions, the choices. They are subjected to the power of this other person, of this other or entity or organization or whatever, in terms of the pyramid structure. So let me go back again. Most of us have this dishonoring example of power. That's most of the way we've been introduced to power throughout our lives. We've also been led to believe that if you have power, you abuse people. So it's the idea that money is dirty, people that have money are not good people, that all of these things, all of these negative associations with money are also rooted in this dishonoring or fear-based power structure. So if you believe that people with power abuse you, this is all part of that mindset. If, on the other hand, you believe that people who have power, by them having power, it doesn't diminish your power, that you are still allowed to operate with full autonomy, sovereignty, and be able to choose what honors you, and that other people can do the same, that's a different power structure. So the problem is that this one is the dynamic that we've had. And so we have to understand that you still have power. We've been led to believe that because we've been in this structure that you don't have power. And that's kind of the point. That's why the people that have power, that are at the top of the pyramid, can operate in the way that they do. If you had awareness of your power, if you no longer accepted things that are less than or that dishonor you, this power structure would immediately shift. Mostly because if you think about it, at the bottom, there's more people down here. So if everyone was operating in this autonomous state and owning their power, and what I mean by owning their power is, once again, going back to actions, beliefs, operating in a way that doesn't dishonor themselves. So they're operating in a way that honors themselves, that honors their life, their choices, their livelihood, their health, their partnerships, their families, their whatever. And so the actions that dishonor you, the actions that give up your power, or is anything that dishonors you, anything that plants a seed of shame or fear or guilt or distrust, anything that plants those seeds within you that dishonors you, gives your power up. I mean, cheating on your partner gives up part of your personal power because it creates a seed of shame. Lying gives up your personal power because you're no longer honoring yourself by operating in truth and love and abundance. And so any of these actions that dishonor, or the party culture or the hookup culture, if that's not what you really want, there's certain people that they're looking for healthy, casual relationships, and like that honors them because that's really where they are. But a lot of people out there are just operating in this way because they feel that that's what's available. They feel like there's not an abundance of what they actually want, scarcity mindset. And so they're dishonoring themselves by operating, by settling for less than what they want. So that's giving up your personal power, is by settling for less than what you want, by settling for terms that you don't want, by not stepping forward and saying, this is my, these are my boundaries, these are my desires, these are my dreams, my whatever. By not stepping in and embracing those things, you are giving up your personal power. And so we tend to be afraid to own our power because we have been trained to believe that people with power abuse others. And so especially if we have been the victim or the receiver or the oppressed, then we are afraid to grab power because we don't want to be abusers, because we don't want to turn into abusers, because those are the only examples of people with power that we have had, is that they abuse. So we tend to be afraid. We think that by dishonoring ourselves, by making ourselves little, by staying small, that we are choosing to not be abusers. By allowing ourselves to be abused, we are not becoming the abuser. But that doesn't honor us either. That's actually giving up our power. And by giving up our power, we cannot like rebalance the scale, so to speak. Giving up your power, there's no honor in that. There's no honor in settling for a job that you hate, unless you have certain financial circumstances or a family or whatever, or there's some other things you can find a way that honors you. But I'm talking about the people that go to work every day and hate their job, and there's no goal or purpose other than they just feel like lost, or they haven't investigated, or they've just settled, they've just given up. There's no honor in doing things out of obligation because the intention behind it isn't there. There's no honor in doing things for your partner or your family out of obligation that you really don't want to do because you're not enjoying the time. Like the energy behind it is like, fuck, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to do this. Sometimes just going through the motions isn't enough. There's time and a place where it is like, and it's important to have that. But in terms of personal power and learning to operate within your power and to own your power, going through the motions doesn't serve you. So long story short, just very, it's all kind of coming through really fast, but if you need it from someone else, I give you permission. You should give yourself permission. Not should. You can give yourself permission. If you need it, I will give you permission. We'll do it right now. You have permission to own your power in a way that honors yourself and the people around you in the world. You have permission to own your power for your highest good and for those around you and for the world. You stepping into your power, especially if you feel you have a gift, you feel you have a mission, you feel you have a purpose, you have something of service to give, you stepping into your power honors the entire world. You stepping into your power, your success benefits everybody. And so if you don't step into your power, the world is missing out on your gift. The world is missing out on what you have to offer. So if you need to hear it, if you just need to hear it from somebody, ideally it's from yourself, but if you just need that confirmation, you have permission. You have permission to own your power and to operate in your power and to still be a good person and maybe even a better person, maybe even the best version of yourself while operating in this power. And this is the other thing too. Don't forget, you stepping into your power, you embracing that goodness within you, that bravery, the boundaries, the honoring of yourself, the self-love, you demonstrating those qualities, you stepping into the power of love, of goodness, of truth and honesty and honor. You operating in that way gives other people permission to do that. You give the people around you permission to be their best self when you do it. And especially if you set boundaries where you say you're not going to accept less than that, that doesn't mean putting people off, but that means like, no, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't feel good to me. You can do it. I'll see you tomorrow, whatever. you're giving people permission and the example for them to do it too. So you stepping into your power is really a service to humanity. And I don't, and once again, this isn't the abused, abuser, oppressed, oppressive power structure. I'm talking about the abundance power dynamic where you own your power and you honor yourself. And by honoring yourself, you're also allowing and opening that space for other people to operate in their power and honor themselves as well. So be well, my friends. Own your power. Do it. Own your honor yourself, do things, be truth, be love, be goodness. Like, these are just, this is, I don't know where this went. I don't know where the idea of like, we should just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Like, I don't know where that went, but we need it now and it's within you. And if you're missing that in the world, it's like Mother Teresa and Gandhi. Mother Teresa said that she can't change the whole world, but she can throw a stone into the water that creates a ripple that goes across the entire ocean. And so you throwing that stone in by honoring yourself, by taking these actions, you create that ripple. Like I said, like you operating in that space gives people that example and permission to do that for themselves. And like Gandhi, I think it's Gandhi's quote where he says, be the change that you want to see in the world. So if you're missing the goodness of life, of people, of the goodness in your community and your family and whatever, embody it, be it. We can't wait for other people to start. Like, we have to do it. So own your power. You can do it. Honor yourself. Go, go, go. Anyways, be well, my friends. Enjoy your day, and I will be with you soon.